Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Panic Mode, and welcome to my 100 subscriber special. So just today, I actually hit 100 subscribers at the time of me recording this video. I had just hit 100 subscribers, and I'm really thankful for that. That's gonna seem really humble and really generic coming from a YouTuber on this platform because, you know, any big numbers like, oh, I'm so thankful for it. But to be quite honest with you guys, I never intended for my YouTube channel to get big at all because I don't put any effort into editing my videos. I'm a very bad speaker, and I just do this because, well, I know from time to time there are people who might be interested in the content that I make. This is literally just something that I do out of passion, and because it's just kind of fun to talk into a microphone every now and then, I guess. So I decided I was going to do a 100 subscriber special to celebrate this occasion. It really warms my heart that there are over 100 people on this planet that actually are interested in the stuff that I make, and that's just like, you know, I've been making music for like 6 years. It's still kind of hard to believe when you're this new to making music, you know. So I decided today, as a bit of a celebration, or I don't even think it's a celebration, but we could do a 1 hour dubstep drop, or make a dubstep drop in less than 1 hour, or 1 hour, and bro step to be precise. We won't be doing like rhythm or like death step. We're gonna be doing bro step, which is commonly made by Nasco, Virtual Riot, Barely Alive. You know them. Let's do it. So I'm gonna have a timer set up for an hour. This will be unedited, and this will just be pure me, commentary, and a timer. I was thinking of this because, well, you know, we have people making I made a dubstep drop tutorial a few months ago, and that was pretty big, but that was about structure, not so much about how to make it. And I did yesterday, I put out a dubstep sound design tutorial. So I just figured, why not make a video showing my entire process from start to finish in an hour? So that's what I felt I could do today. So I'll pull up my timer here, and we'll get going, starting now. So let's begin. I'm going to pull up this window here so you can see my face. Or not really see my face, but it fits in the info view section. So I think with any dubstep drop, I'll start making a 9-bar loop. We'll expand it to 16 bars later, but we'll just start with a 9-bar loop, and we'll work on the drums. I'm gonna explain my side chaining real quick. So what we got here is on this kick snare pattern. It's on this kick snare channel. It's a drum rack is grouped in an instrument rack, and then there are these two different chains called sidechain MIDI and drum sidechain MIDI, and these are both being sent to, these are both inside an external instrument plugin, and these are being sent to Shaperbox, which is the sidechaining tool that I use and many other people use. And basically, whenever a MIDI signal comes from this channel, it triggers the volume automation inside of here to duck every time the drums play. So I don't need to worry about sidechaining. I used to have it so I had to have a separate MIDI clip, but this way is a bit better because then I don't have to worry about that because the I can just move the drums into the sidechain, will move automatically with it. So let's get some drums in here. I made my own kicks and snares, so I'll pick one of these. This one's my favorite. Number 3 is my favorite. And let's do this in the key of E. So I'm just going to transpose this down 1 semitone. Just hold up here. That's pretty good. See, since this isn't so far off from the key of E, since it's like a kick drum in the key of F, and we want this track to be in the key of E, you just really need to put it down one semitone, and then the sub will be into it, because, you know, it's just a semitone down. It's not going to affect the quality so much. So let's get a snare as well. This is my favorite snare. Favorite snare that I've made. Pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna do a simple bro step drop, as I said in the beginning. So let's get kick and snare going, and let's go in a triplet grid, because why the fuck not? Pretty cool. All right, now let's make some cymbals. I got some. Oops. Actually, one thing I do want to do is I want to add a bit of room to this, to these drums, because I feel like it can add a bit to the dimension of the drums. So that's not the plugin I want. I want to actually, we'll use a convolution reverb, which is basically, if you don't know what a convolution reverb is, it's basically using impulse responses, which can create more natural sounding reverbs. And impulse responses are basically just like recorded samples of echoes inside of like certain rooms. So let's just take one that I really like. Where is it? We'll use drum room, which is this one I like, and we'll just what you gotta do is you gotta group this, and we're going to create another chain. This will be called wet, and then this one will be called dry. And how about we actually put this onto the drums group as a whole, and then on the convolution reverb, turn that to wet, and then lower the volume. And then we gotta get rid of the low end, because that's gonna sound nasty with reverb. Any low end just kind of sounds nasty with reverb on it, like sub frequencies. Not necessarily like low end, but like sub frequencies. So it's good just to cut out that low end there. And you know what I'm gonna do to make it sound, hold on, I just want to check something here. Yeah, what I'm gonna do to make it sound even more wide is I'm going to duplicate it into left and right channels, and I'm gonna pan them hard left and hard right. This is just kind of emulating this technique I'm doing is just kind of emulating a stereo room. So some's in the center, but actually maybe we won't do that. I'll just keep it the way it was, but I will check it out with a stereo imaging tool. This is a free plugin by a company called Kilohertz. I just pan that. I like it like that. It is going to the red a bit, but I don't think that matters too much. Hold on. Okay. And then we're just going to compress this so it makes more room for the... So slow attack, fast release. That just gives it some more room. So it's kind of subtle, but you can still hear it. Anyway, so let's work on those cymbals now. So let's just make a track called Cymbals, and we'll put a drum rack onto it. And then let's not forget to route it to the drum sidechain group. And see, normally some people would just route the cymbals group into the sidechain bus that they have already set up, but the thing is that I want all my drums to be processed the same, so that's why I have it their own separate sidechain bus. So anyway, let's get some cymbals. I'll use some virtual riot cymbals, because I know it's overrated. I know they're overrated cymbals, but I mean, like, I don't really have many like high quality dubstep cymbals. I just feel like the heavy bass design drums work the best. So let's get my favorite ones. I like these two, obviously. The FM ones are great. And then we'll take a open hi-hat. I'll use this one. And then let's work on that. Work on those. Hold on here. Oh, actually, wait. This can be in triplets because I forgot it's triplet mode. Damn, I've never actually. You know what? Screw it. Let's just use a cymbals loop because I think that would work better. I have some nice ones that I ripped from. Well, I didn't rip, but are from the Nasco's Academy FM dubstep start to finish loop or track. These are pretty good. I'll just use these and edit them a bit. I know this is kind of cheating. I could, but I mean, this is to show you my process, not necessarily like to be original. Let's pan these. I'll pan this 10 to the left and 10 to the right. That should sound pretty cool. Oh, that's a lot more than 10. Let's make them a bit tighter. And to do that, all you gotta do is you gotta select the tracks, and you just gotta make sure that the warping mode's set to beats, and then you pull down this preserve transients. You make sure this is set to preserve transients, and then you select this to this linear. I don't know what this is called. I think this is like, yeah, yeah. It says in the info view, but I don't really know what. I don't really understand it. So anyway, all I know is it just makes the transients kind of shorter, I think. I think that sounds pretty good. So there we go. Let's add a crash in there. We got a crash in here? Probably not. We got an impact, but I want a crash. Let's look into this pack here. So I'm just putting on some stereo imaging just to make the crashes sound wider. Let's just make sure this is mono compatible because I don't want to fuck it up. Actually, we don't even need this Ableton imager in here. We can just take this and just boost the width on the stereo spectrum. I don't think we need that one. Alright, let's add some background elements. So I have a few loops that I got from Splice yesterday that I really like. So I'm just going to grab those real quick. One of them is this siren here. And this is in B minor. So I'm going to transpose this to E. So B minor, it goes C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. and just trying to make sure that these background things are on like the side, because they're just kind of meant to fill up and glue the sound together, glue the track up together. It's not really supposed to fill up too many frequencies. What time do we got? We got 47 minutes. We've already been doing like through 10 minutes. Okay. I don't want to waste too much time in here because we got a lot of work to do. We haven't even started a single bass. Here's another loop I wanted to use. This one's pretty cool. Compress this one a little bit. And I think this kind of could use some EQing as well. Frequencies. Some frequencies are kind of annoying in this. And let's also make sure that this is a bit far apart. Oh, this is actually, that's a bit too far apart. Alright, I think that's good. Oops, I need to keep that on there. Okay. One last thing I need is I'm going to do this screechy kind of saw stab, I think it is. I'm not sure what it really is, but let's go for it. Just take a simple saw wave, detune it, put it to unison, and take an LFO, put it on the coarse pitch, make a shape kind of like this, and then just go to the matrix, put the automation type to linear, and then bring the amount backwards to like negative something. I don't care. Doesn't matter. And remember, this is an E, not F. I'm so used to making things in F, but I've been making things in F so much. I gotta go to E. It makes it feel a bit more simple. Oops. Oh my god. Alright, let's EQ this a bit. Alright, so far so good. We'll add a couple more things and then we'll get onto the basses like I'm sure you guys want to see. I just like to do all the background stuff first because it helps lay the foundation to get ideas flowing, I find. Because, you know, if I just have nothing, I can't really visualize a drop as easily. If I have like a beat laid down and some background elements, I can easily like visualize like in my head how I want the drop to go. So, let's add an ARP first of all. I'll just do a massive style ARP because I don't have massive installed. Like I need to buy it. So I'll just use where is it? I have the wavetables though, so I'll just use this wavetable right here, put it to this thing, get a bit of reverb on it, and then we'll do oh, I forgot this. I keep forgetting that this is an E minor. Here, I'm going to do one little trick that helps me, I'm going to do a little trick that helps me write in certain keys without remembering all the notes. I write the A minor scale, or whatever like key signature my scale's in. In this case, it's minor. And then I just put this before the MIDI clip even starts, so like the notes are still there, but it's not in the MIDI clip. And then I just take the bottom note and transpose it to the key that my song is in. So I'll just put this to E, and then I'll just copy paste it and put it down. It doesn't matter how far it goes down. And this is usually just so it helps me write melodies or whatever. And then you just click fold, and then these are all the notes in the key of E minor. And then I'll just make sure that's on triplet. Good, and then we'll do... Oh, it's way too fast. That's still too fast. What the hell? I can't believe I'm that, like... That works. This is also another one of those things that you want to have on the side because it's kind of a background element. Actually, it has no stereo information, so we're going to have to put some onto it. So we'll use this thing, this rack that I got from Nasco that he actually gave to me. Thank you, Nasco. It's Ableton Imager. Yeah. Pretty cool. So that makes it a bit more wide. And then we'll just put on the stereo thing again just to make sure it's all nice and clean. Actually, let's not mess with the stereo button. Let's just mess with it in here. I think that works. Okay. Alright, so one more thing we can do just before we start working on the basses. Let's just check the time real quick. 41 minutes. Oh, 40 minutes. Holy crap. We got 40 minutes left to make our track. So let's just grab a grand piano. And let's make it really like harsh. So like that's the kind of like dubstep piano we hear, like a really harsh piano. Short release. Let's just, because the scale's on here, let's just delete the notes for the ARP and we'll just write the chords in here. So yes, again, this is a very standard bro step kind of drop. So don't judge me. I'm just going to put on this rack I made called Roomify. I'm going to put this up an octave because I feel like it's kind of interfering with the piano. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Let's do a bit of EQing now. Alright, pretty cool. I think we're done with all the background elements. We can start working on some basses. And we'll add some later if we need them. So let's just do something pretty standard. We'll start with like a nice I think that's a quarter note bass hit. Yeah, it's a nice chord. We'll do a nice quarter note bass hit. So let's just put this in E. What velocity are we set at? We're set at 80 velocity. Holy crap! Wait, what's? Oh, these are 100. Okay, well whatever. The velocity always changes, and it kind of annoys me because if like I'm working on drums and the velocity value changes, then like the next drum I place is in that velocity, and it sometimes just messes up the volume. So we'll start working on this this bass. So we'll just one thing we're gonna do really quickly though. Also, we need to save. Holy crap! I just realized that we need to save because if we don't save, we can't. We call this 100 sub special. Also, I should mention, you can download this project in the description. Although it won't have all the plugins, but you can download this project in the description for free. If you guys want to take it and dissect it, though, of course, not all the plugins that I used will be in here. Not all the third-party plugins I used will be in here. Some of them will be swapped out. That's why I'm just trying to stick to like plugins like Serum and stuff. So, but if you want to check this, if you want to check out this project once it's done, there'll be a free download in the description, so you guys can use it and just mess around with it. So let's make a subgroup inside of the bass group, and we'll just call it drop, just so we can add some effects, some other effects. First though, let's just put on some of the things that I need for my bass in here. So I'll put on our meat rack. Come on, meat rack. There we go. And then we'll just do some pretty basic things. This is going to be pretty loud. Alright, cool. So yeah, let's just do some post-processing effects on the drop group. And that will include, actually, one thing we're going to do is we're going to put a multi-band compressor on here just to glue everything together. And actually, we're going to put a multi-band compressor on every group just so it glues everything together, except for the drums though, because I have something different for it. I'm going to put on something different for the drums later. Let's also set up a sub real quick, because I want to get that out of the way. How much time do we got left? 35 minutes. I think we can do it. Sub. And then we will color that blue. And we will make sure the clip is colored just like that. And let's just mute it for now. Actually, wait, I need to put on the post-processing chain I have for it. Subify. And it wasn't set to a sine wave. God damn it. Let's just put on the sub oscillator. I don't know what the difference is. I don't think there is a difference. What happens if I just... Yeah, there is no difference. I actually like this wavetable, but whatever. Yeah, so let's just mute this for now because we don't need it. And on the drop subgroup we have in here, we're going to put on a couple effects. We're going to put on a reverb, wherever that reverb is. Here it is. Put on a reverb. We're going to group it, create a chain, put it to 100% wet, call this wet, and then call this one dry, and then we shall put the size down, put the decay time up a bit, low cut it, and take off the high cut, and then we'll diffuse, put the diffuse down, just kind of and then we'll put a compressor on it. And then we will sidechain the compressor from the drop group, subgroup. And that just kind of gives it some room. Let's put the stereo up a bit. Let's also check the check if it's mono compatible inside of stereo plugin by Kilohertz. Sounds good. So actually, I want to put some delay on this, so how about we, instead of using the reverb, we'll use echo. I think that would be better. Let's put it to 100% wet. Change it to triplet, because this is in triplets. Alright, that's actually pretty cool. Alright, so now we can start working on the bass. I forgot to add a bunch of stuff though. Oh my god. God, I'm actually running out of time. Okay, vocoder. Reverb. And we'll just put the... Oh, my ear's itchy. Phaser. Cool. Alright, close these. Soft OTT. EQ8. Boom. Alright. Alright, let's start working on this bass. So there's a wavetable I want to use. It is called Removed 1. Let's save this real quick so it doesn't crash. Actually, no, it's not Removed 1, it's Removed 2. Hold on. I want to edit some things instead of here. I think that's good. So yeah, we'll do a basic growl down. Whoa. 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 Just like that, you know. If I'm quiet, it's just because I'm trying to focus on this, because I don't know how much time we got. 31 minutes, holy shit! I don't think we need that. Why did I turn that on? One more thing I want to put on here. Actually, a couple more things. I just want to compress this a bit. Or maybe just one, yeah. Alright, let's just think of a drop idea here. Whoa. We'll do like 2 quarter note hits. I think this is pretty cool. So just 2. And we'll kind of duplicate the track and like just edit it and switch it up a bit. I'm just gonna freeze this real quick because it's probably taking up a lot of CPU. Let's roll back my sleeves because it's fucking hot in here. Actually, holy shit, I did forget to do one thing. It doesn't matter, it's frozen anyway. It's frozen anyway. So I got an idea. So we like. Boom, 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 boom. Just do it. That's exactly what I want, but it's just kind of not on time as I thought it should be. Okay, hold on here. Hold on here, boys. We got a bit of a... That's what I want. Let's do some pitch bend. How about that? There. Oh, that's wrong actually. Just wanna there. Boom. Like that. Gotcha. Alright. Then we will the pitch bend, return to default, okay. And let's put this up. Configure, move the pitch wheel. I'm just hitting the configure button because it helps the it helps Ableton remember how the automation went next time I open it, you know. Wow. All right, let's do another variation here. Kind of like, actually, hold on. And then we will, fuck. We'll duplicate it. And then, once it loads, there we go. Do that, and we'll freeze this, save CPU space. Same as the wavetable. Whoops, that's the wrong wavetable, guys. That sounds like shit. Ooh, that sounds cool. And then, don't shame me, I'm going to use a preset that I grabbed from an ASCO project. It helps. Not my shit. It's not my shit because it's a disclaimer. Let me just set this all to trigger. And then, and we'll change that wavetable to my favorite one. And we'll process squarify it. Holy shit, you know what we didn't do? We didn't add any post-processing to this, so we will copy all of this stuff and we'll paste it onto here. Woo! What the fuck? Hold up. Oh boy, what time do we got left? I opened up the settings. We got 20 minutes left. What? Do. And then I got an idea here. We go like, wow, wow, wow. This is losing a lot of high end. So that's a good idea. The key thing with dubstep is that you gotta visualize things in your head. You can't, like, it doesn't just come out of like your ass, you know. You got to visualize your ideas in your head, and that's just what will solve your problems of not being so inspired to make the drop you're wanting to make. So, and listen to like other songs as well. Listen to a song you really like. It's good to use reference tracks from time to time to like gain ideas. I know it helps me sometimes. Anyway, let's make one of those like triplet stabs. You know, I shouldn't have to make the sound with my mouth. My computer is hot. I need to get a laptop stand so it's like it's hot right here where I'm touching. Let me just save the project real quick, and we'll open up Serum. Change this to a wavetable that I like for this kind of stuff. Super Screamy 2. Triplet. This isn't a very good one, but hold up. Come on here. Come on. Yeah. FM from B. High notch filter. Put the notch. Actually, maybe for once the notch won't work. Oh, actually, wait, no, that does work. Let's put that, like, bird gulp bass, I call it. Sounds like a bird gulp. All right. All right. One thing I did not do is I didn't like make the actual bass pattern sound half decent. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. There we go. Alright, so I think that'll do it for the drop, like the pattern. I know this is kind of lazy, but like this video is more about the process, not so much like, you know, being good. Doing a good job. Actually, here, I got an idea. Let's unfreeze. Go. Sorry, it's not free. It's not frozen. These glasses make me think it's frozen. Alright, pretty cool. Let's add a few more things. I'm going to add a background chant because I think that works. Let's go with classic VR background chant. With the classic virtual right background chant, which is the Must Die Hey sample. That one. Don't judge me. Alright. Add some EQ. Actually, there's a couple effects I want to add into here. There's this little thing. How much time do we got left? 14 minutes. We might end this early because I'm actually kind of done, you know. One more thing I want to add. Actually, you know what? We can do a bit of mixing. We can do a bit of mastering. Maybe mastering. That's the wrong sample. I want a downlifter. Actually, I think the white noise is a bit too much, if I do say so myself. Alright, let's do some mastering here, because I think that will help you guys out. This is going to take up a lot of CPU, so I'm going to be prepared for my computer to sound like shit. So I like to group all my channels, and then mastering it inside and then I like to master it inside of the group bus, rather than just like, you know, master it on the master channel. It's just a preference thing. It's because, like, if I have a reference track, I can just put the reference track here, and it won't be affected by anything that's on the master. like all the if I do a master, it will be on the song. The reference track that I have won't sound like shit and be affected by it. So, let's just do some mastering here. I use for mastering, I use Ozone 8. I actually have a subscription. Let's see how long we have left. We got 12 minutes, so we can do a bit of mastering. So, one thing I do want to do first is I want to add in a Fletcher Munson EQ, which is just kind of like, it's a EQ that it's a specific EQ curve that helps you the human ear, like not like it takes down on the frequencies that the human ear is most susceptible to. So let's put the input gain down, just so it doesn't come in too hot. I usually like to keep it around minus 10 to 12 decibels. Alright, let's do some EQing around 3K hertz, because this is really susceptible. This is a really harsh frequency. And also a very muddy frequency is 200 hertz. That sounds terrible. Let's just do some mid-side EQing here. The key for any good mix sound is to have a mono sub bass and to have a nice wide high end. Now let's just cut down the low end a little bit. That sounds pretty good. Alright, let's do some dynamics a bit. Let's do a bit of dynamics. Let's just move these bands down. Like that. And then we will click the all button, link all bands, and then we will just bring this down until it starts just kind of compressing slightly. Alright, let's unlink them. And then let's just put the ratio, change the ratio for some of these. 4:1. Let's do 4:1 for this one as well. Pretty cool. Okay, let's do some stereo imaging. And let's just map these out a bit correctly. Alright, so completely mono sub. Not so mono mid-range. Alright, sounds pretty cool. Let's put a dynamic EQ on here, just to get rid of all those, compress those high end, compress the high end a bit more. Alright, and one last thing, we're going to put on this exciter, and there's a preset I like on it. It's called Accent Stereo Effects. Actually, wait. I actually don't think it works for this, though. I would use it, but it doesn't seem to work. Alright, let's maximize it now. So put it on the highest, you put it on the highest, mastering algorithm. Click on True Peak. Put the ceiling down to -3 decibels, because -3 is the standard clipping level for audio formats like WAV and stuff. Put the character down to 0, because this is kind of like the attack and release. And then just put the threshold down until it starts. You like to accentuate it. We like to accentuate it, and then you can pull it back. Pull it back when it starts to distort. I think that's pretty good. So let's see how much time we got left. We got 7 minutes left. I don't think I know what else we need to do in this. I think we'll just stop the timer right here, because we've pretty much done it all. We have created their drums, basses, we've done some synths, we've done our effects and background noises, and basically everything's taken care of. So I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from this video tutorial. I know people have been wanting me to do start from finish tutorials. I've been getting a few requests on Reddit to do some start to finish tutorials to explain the process step by step. I got one also to do it in FL Studio, but I have to buy FL Studio. So, but I'm considering doing that soon, actually. So, stay tuned, and I might just do that. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something. Again, if you really enjoy my content, make sure you subscribe. And thank you so much again for 100 subscribers. Again, I never thought it could get to this, but, you know, that's a really humble thing to say. It's a really overrated thing to say on YouTube, but point is, I don't put a lot of effort into my videos, so 100 subscribers does mean a lot to me, knowing that there are people that do like my content. I'm not a very good video editor. I'm not a very good public speaker. But anyhow, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.